that was converted to condos probably in the 80s. Now that's a concrete loft.
Okay.
And you can't see a whole lot of it. You've got the scaffolding, but you can see some of the mosaics. I think it's just a beautiful building on the exterior.
Yeah.
There's only about 64 units in there all told. And we're going to see one on the west side in there. Printers Row and the South Loop, the near South Loop, is a great location because you can walk to Everell, you can walk to about 3 metros. You constantly have taxis coming up Dearborn, going into the loop, you know, dropping off people over at the Hilton.
There's a lot of neat businesses on the street level too.
There are, yeah, like the wine shop. They're going to be opening a new Mexican restaurant. We've got the Mediterranean, Hackney's, the
What's in Dearborn
bookstores.
Station now? Do you go there ever?
Pardon me?
In Dearborn Station.
Well, you have Bar Louie down there, and they just opened the Chicago Jazz Group, just moved back. They used to be in the station, then they were elsewhere. They moved back on the south end of it, and it's really beautiful. You can see it from the outside. It used to be a dance studio. There are medical offices in there, Mercy, a law firm, a few other businesses. It's mostly business. A hair salon. An older building too is, for instance, the elevators.
Yeah.
They're just having a project here where they're replacing parts on the elevator. So you have to think about those things. It's just like a house.
Sure.
You've got to take care of the roof. You got to take care of the tuck pointing, things like that. It's something to think about when you're a buyer.
What floor are we headed up to now?
We're going to 11.
Okay, so you're going to
1104.
be pretty dependent on the elevator up there.
Yeah. You can walk down easily, and you can walk up if you're a healthy person and you like walking instead of doing the stairmaster. Now, they do have washers and dryers in the building. They also have a laundry room because in the beginning, not many people have them in their units.
Okay.
That's another thing. Sometimes the older buildings, they don't have washers and dryers in the unit. Some associations allow you to put them in, some don't.
Why would it be in the condo association's best interest to forbid you from
Well, sometimes
putting
if,
a washer and dryer?
depending on when it was converted and by whom, they may not have replaced all the piping. So, you know, to have all that large volume of water traveling through older pipes can sometimes be a problem, or they don't want it to be a problem. So, now, you've got some new low-flow machines that some associations are allowing.
Let's see.
So this is a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath unit. And as I said, this is a concrete loft. So you have a lot, it's going to be very quiet.
Right. Yeah, I can tell.
Oops, the windows aren't open, sorry.
That's okay.
But you got great oversized windows. I mean, the blinds aren't open.
Windows look fairly new, too.
They were replaced when they did the conversion here, yeah, in the 80s.
Okay.
And you're being on a high floor. I'm not going to open that. I'll just leave that closed. You know, you get good sky and good light, and you got a view of Sears from here. You're on the back side, so it's a little quieter. Then if you were on the... Again, sorry, it's a little darker with the blinds closed. So originally this was a 1-bedroom, and this was kind of like just an open area, and there was a closed closet, but this particular owner decided to open it up and use it as a bedroom. So this is a fold-out bed and closet space.
Really? Okay, so how many folks live here?
Just one.
Oh, let's see.
But, you know, we all have guests
so
when we're in Chicago.
Kind of doubles as a dressing room or something
Yeah,
like that.
she mostly uses it for guests. She has a lot of out-of-town guests.
Okay. Nice large bedroom as well. You have these big pillars to contend with that.
Yes, that's part of the building. You know, that's one of the requirements is they've asked people not to paint the pillars in the concrete in this particular building. They want to keep it original. And it's interesting because on the lower floors, these are considerably bigger because they're bearing more
Okay.
weight.
Yeah.
So when you get to the higher floors, there's less pillar and more room space.
When you measure the square footage of a place, is that subtracted from it? you
No,
think? Okay.
usually they do wall to wall.
Okay.
Sometimes developers will do, into the middle of the hall because conceivably you own part of the common space. So,
Yeah.
I can't tell you how everybody measures, but it's usually wall to wall. In a single family home, they usually measure outside
Yeah.
around the house.
Have these little doorways and things been added?
Actually, yeah, there was a wall all the way to the ceiling here, and there was a door here at this end.
Nice.
So they opened it up completely, and this is listed at $369. And the assessment here is $905, but they've had a special because of the elevator work and such, so that'll go down $200 a month as of January.
Okay.
So it'll be $709, and it does include your heat and air, water, basic cable, trash. You pay for electric.
So how does that stack up to the first one?
Not
that we
pretty
saw in the
competitive.
Donahue? Yeah.
Yeah, Donahue's a little bit less, but they don't have air conditioning.
Right.
So, yeah, they're comparable. Exposed brick is always nice too. People seem to like that warm feel of the brick.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're kind of staggered between those two buildings, so you get good light.
Yeah. Okay. Should we move on?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was just talking with the maintenance manager, just walked by, about this scaffolding that we're standing under right now.
Yeah.
And he said that because of weather damage, some of the residents in the east-facing units were experiencing leaks, and that they're doing repairs on that road. Who assumes the cost of that? Does everybody's assessment? Monthly
Yeah,
assessment
it's
fees
part
go
of
up a little bit?
No, it probably wouldn't go up. It's probably part of the general maintenance plan.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Is that something you need to look out for in an older building like this?
Well, it's probably good to find out if they have a maintenance program in place, if they have a capital reserve program in place, because their assessment should be paying into those things so that when things like this happen, it's taken care of. You have a major storm damage to the roof, maybe you have to have a special assessment. But a lot of buildings try to have regular maintenance.
So when thinking about buying here, I should meet with the condo association.
Well,
and
once you have a contract to purchase, if you like the building, then you're entitled to their information about the building and money and things like that. Unless you have a contract, this is their business.
So until then,
right.
They don't.
But you've got an attorney review period, and if there's something that shows up on the minutes or the budget, usually within 3 business days of having a contract, you're entitled to the condo docs, the rules and regulations, the budget, and I usually ask for minutes from the last 12 months for my buyers.
Okay.
Because if they're repeatedly talking about windows being a problem and leaks being a problem, then if their reserves are real low, then maybe there's going to be a special assessment.
Okay. Thanks.
So,